Welcome back to The Wedding Police. I'm still your host, Vanessa. And if you're just joining us, today we're talking all the fashion hits and misses from Kego 2025. And that's the union of Kene and Ugo. This was a huge show out in Anambra, Okija. So we have looked at some of our guests and we're going to dive back in and take a look at some more. Starting out with Francis Theodore. Who do we start with? Stephen, let me come straight to you.
Okay.
What do you think about Francis' look?
This is how you do like 2 looks in one.
Yeah? Okay.
This is how you do it. I have some things that I would have loved to be better.
Okay.
But this look is absolutely stunning.
Okay.
I think she's the first person that Agili has matched the dress properly in this look. I love the flow. The beading itself almost tells a story of its own. It's like you can see it move like water to the bottom of the dress.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
With the puffy sleeve, even better. Without, great.
Yep.
That is how you do 2 look in one.
Yep.
The makeup, correct. The neck, great. However, the only thing I feel a little bit off about this dress is the almost like the skirts.
The lining.
Yeah, inward. Just kind of like stopped there and it's very transparent from there on. If the what's called the fabric on top is a little bit thicker, I feel like you would not really notice that construct.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it just stopped here and like, oh, okay, I can see her legs and that's just it. But if the fabric was a little bit thicker, maybe layered twice, you would not really be able to tell that just stopped suddenly. It will almost blend into the trail of the dress.
Okay.
So that is the only thing, and I mean only thing I feel is wrong with this
So
dress.
are you saying the lining should have been longer?
It could go 2 ways.
Okay.
They could decide to just like make that skirt a little bit longer so it blends properly, or they could make the lining a deeper shade. So that way you're not noticing. You just stop halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
okay.
So
Okay.
that is fine.
All right. Rate this real quick.
I'll give it an 8.
8?
8.
Because it 8.
Yeah.
Sammy.
Well, this is timeless. This is elegant, sophisticated, not over the board, not subtle. I love the dress. I actually love the lining where it stops. It's giving a little bit of sass, of sexy, like the jewelry minimal, like it's so gorgeous. I love the look. I love it. Even without the sleeve,
puffy.
it's still really, really good. I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10.
A 10?
Yeah, I really love it.
Yeah, I think this was definitely one of my favorite looks when I saw this online. I was like, that's interesting. With the puff, we call this a puff jacket or puff shawl type thing. It's interesting because it looks casual, but it works with this.
Right.
And then I like that there's also introduction of a different color, deeper blue. So even with the contrast alone on his skin, absolutely stunning. Haven't seen this done before. This is a very simple silhouette here, not doing too much, but at the same time still making heads turn. You said you don't like that the lining is that short, but she's a young girl, so I think why not?
No, I think the issue I have with it is the fact that it is so obvious.
Yeah.
The skirt can stop right where it stopped, and then the lining is like a little bit deeper, so that it just transitions into a trail. I'm just like, I think it's the picture, to be precise, because when I saw this online, I never noticed this until
that it was
now.
Yeah, true. Probably.
And I'm like, oh, is this the same dress I saw?
Probably, because I mean, like I said, she's a young girl, so I'm all for showing off your legs when you still have them.
As she should. As she should.
So yeah, and she's absolutely stunning. This was definitely, hands down, one of my favorite looks. I also like the minimal jewelry here. It's not doing too much, it's not dropping, not showing too much cleavage at the same time, showing just about enough skin. Stunning, absolutely stunning. So I will give this a 10.
Yeah.
I'll give this a 10 as well. Let me see, who else do we have? This is Tolu, a guest at the wedding. What do we think about this one?
I don't like it.
Sammy.
I don't like it.
Sammy.
Over to you.
I don't like it
Take it away.
Wow.
What don't you like?
I don't know. There are like 3 different shades of blue here, and there's like a green in the lace fabric. And it's just like, what's happening? Everything is just like clashing. The bag is like antagonistic to each other. Like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't just like it. I think this should be like my least favorite look from this event. And is that a corset I'm seeing with the...
She's trying to hide it.
She's trying to hide it because it looks unfinished.
It looks unfinished, that's the word.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with the dress that is just chaotic.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Stephen,
Wow.
do you agree?
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
It's a clash of teams.
Yeah.
The top, we already know how it goes with like when it comes to like traditional wedding. This is not so, it's not anything you have not seen before. So when you see a heavy lady just dressed with a minimal top, we see it. So I'm not even gonna come for her in that way. But the dress itself just look unfinished in so many areas.
Yeah.
The corset, like it's not necessary. Now you're trying to hide it, but we see it. We do see it. But I have to say though, like, you know, earlier when I mentioned Frances, you can see she's also almost doing the same thing, but you can't really tell because I can see her leg, but the fabric kind of like make it blend in.
Oh yeah.
So that I'm gonna be like,
I see what you're talking about.
that
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, okay, I see that. Yeah, good job. The bag, cute, different shade of blue. The top, different shade of blue. The gele, different shade of blue. Ugh, I don't like this look. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
It's a 3 for me.
That's a 3. Did
a
you
3
rate
for
this?
me.
What did you rate
2.
this? 2,
You
3?
can say 2, like.
Yeesh. My goodness, where do I start with this look, to be honest? It does feel very unfinished. When I saw this look, the first thing that came to mind was, you know, when you see this get ready with me, chaotic get ready with me?
Yeah.
This looks like a chaotic get ready with me because I'm just like, where were you going with this?
Damn.
Personally, I hate it when I see the corset thing, like actually see the fabric.
Yeah.
In the brown and the shade of brown.
Right.
So we know that that's what's underneath these dresses.
Yeah.
But then designers have a way of covering it up with fabric over it. They layer it with fabric. They bead over it.
Yeah.
You do all sorts with it.
Just
But
to
leaving it
cover it.
exposed in that way,
It's a crime.
I'm just,
Bad.
it's a crime.
really
It's
bad.
a punishable crime, my God.
Yeah.
It is a punishable crime,
Yeah.
I tell you. So I'm just wondering, what was the thought process here? Because the dress isn't brown. So showing that brown on, it's almost like exposing your undergarments in a way that doesn't even work at all. Speaking of undergarments, she clearly doesn't have the right bra as well for the top half. So you can see that's all droopy and all over the place. I don't like this look at all. Not the jewelry, not the bottom half, not the top half, not the gele. Absolutely nothing works for me. So yeah, I hate to say it, love, but this is I think 2 was even generous to me.
Yeah.
This is
Let's just put a number to it.
All right.
this is 1, and that 1 is effort for showing up.
Please don't.
do this again.
Please.
So let's move on from this. Who else do we have? Oh, this is
Okay.
Efe Tommy Briggs.
Okay.
What do we think about his look? So this is the first gentleman we're talking
Yeah,
about.
this
on
is
the
the
show.
first
Okay, all right,
gentleman.
cool. What do we think about his look? Sammy, let me start with you.
Yes, please.
Okay. I don't really enjoy male fashion because I feel like there's really nothing to talk about.
Oh.
Coming from this look, there's actually nothing to talk about. It's just a regular wedding guest with an agbada and a hat. There's really nothing happening. It's just like a very, let's go to the wedding look. Let's just go there, yeah. There's really nothing to really talk about here.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what about like colors, choice of shoes, the agbada? You know, we see the stiffer version of agbada,
Yeah.
and this is like the
Right.
one that's like the softer
Just,
fabric.
yeah,
Would you rather it was,
slouchy
do you prefer
no,
this? Or
I don't. It's just very
lazy?
very lazy. Yeah, that's the word.
Right.
Like I don't. Let's just go. Let's just be there. That's just the look. And the watch, I don't think a watch will be working with like a traditional attire. You're wearing a bead and you're wearing a watch on it.
Yeah.
The glasses, like what's happening? I don't know if they're medicated, so I was trying to like avoid it. I don't know if they're medicated
The
or
glasses
not.
look like you're going to the beach.
Yeah, it's not
it
matching with the
doesn't-
look.
it doesn't work
This is like
with
a
this.
traditional attire and you're coming with chunky glasses, a wristwatch, holding a fan, like it's a lot. But the shoes are fine. Black shoes always work with everything. And agbada is just sleeping.
Okay, all right, Stephen.
You know, we live in an era where everybody want to show up to a wedding now. We kind of forget that once upon a time, people don't go to this event to be captured. When I'm talking about the era of my mom, for example.
Yeah.
Being a kid, watching these people attend Owambe, they showed up. But it's not because they want to be captured, it's just how it is.
Yeah, yeah.
For the agbada, so I'm just trying to, the reason why I brought that up is because there will be some simple looks, but we have to also consider that this is what we call the gentrification of African weddings that is happening right now. African wedding has become a whole thing of its own.
Yeah.
And it didn't used to be like that before. We just used to do our thing.
Yeah.
Now people are intentionally saying it has to look this way. So we have to mind regular people too.
Okay.
But however, if you're a person with a name to yourself, don't do this. Don't do it. If you're gonna wear a wristwatch, leave the bead.
Yeah.
Leave the bead. It's not necessary. Thank you very much. You see this slouchy agbada material kind of thing. If you check the people at the north, like the northern man, there's a way they're gonna wear this and gonna be like, wow.
And
so
still
I
have
have
some
nothing
presence.
against the like fabric
the
itself.
slouchy one, yeah.
It's just the way he wore it.
Yeah.
Like you said, I really don't want to key into that narrative because man, let us start showing up.
Put some efforts.
I don't want to key into that narrative that is a man, what do you expect? But we've seen some really great hits from men, some really small.
This is not one of them.
Yeah.
The glasses,
This
like
is
you
not one
said,
of them.
great point, saying it could be medicated.
Yeah.
So, but if it's not, throw it away. It doesn't work. The bead, too heavy. The cap, different shade. You should have just gone with the coral red, like the one on your neck. It will make more sense. The fan, no, don't do that. The shoe works, black, fine. I'm gonna have to take you down to 5.
5. What did you rate
Because
this?
as an everyday guest.
4?
Yeah.
4 and 5. Yeah, I mean, usually I don't speak too much on men's fashion, but I think you guys have pretty much just said everything I was thinking. I personally prefer the thicker agbada because it just gives you some presence.
Elegance.
So even if you don't want to show up, you still show up
you
and show
show
out.
up
Do you get what I'm saying? You will still show up without
intentionally.
anybody saying, oh, this person didn't make an effort. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're going to do this slouchy one, there has to be ways for you to elevate it to make it more interesting. And I don't think he did that here. If he had even layered the beads, it might have been more interesting. If the
more
beads,
embroidery.
thank you,
more
more
rings.
embroidery would have
the-
been better. If the hat matched the bead color, it would have been better. If you had, instead of a fan, maybe like a staff or something else, it would be better.
Lift it.
But there was nothing. Do you get it? Everything was just, it was kind of like, okay, you know what? This one is good to try. Let me just quickly show up.
Right, let's go.
Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, nothing, it's not interesting to look at. It's absolutely not interesting. And I don't agree with you. There are men that show up to weddings and you're like, my goodness.
Damn.
I mean, we saw the groom.
Yeah, I know. I just say I don't just like.
Yeah, I mean, women do a lot better when it comes to like their
They do.
fashion, but
They
some
put more
guys have really
effort.
elevated when it comes to men's fashion, especially when it comes to trad. So this was definitely a lazy approach for this wedding. I would give this a 4 as well. Yeah, I'll give this a 4 because there's really not much to see here. Let's see, who else do we have? This is Diane Eneche. So we looked at her sister's look earlier.
Yeah.
So this is Diane's look. What do we think?
Okay.
Sammy.
I love the look. On first sight, when I saw this online, I was like, why is there a bow tie in a traditional attire?
Right.
But now I'm seeing it now, it's looking like really different, like something new, something fresh. Like I love the chiffon from the bow tie going down to the corset.
Right.
I love what they did with the cut, like in between. Like it's very, very interesting. I love that they not give her like sleeves, they made it sleeveless. And it's just, the silhouette is just really clean. The shoes, I don't know, I don't think I really love those. I think she would have like covered her foot because I'm seeing her toes. I don't really know what's going on there. But apart from that, I love the bag is like matching. It's something nude. It's not shouting. It just like corresponds to the look. And her jewelry, she just went with a simple word. I think this is like one of my favorite looks. Yeah, I love it.
Okay. Stephen?
Diana haven't done wrong in my eyes.
Okay.
I'm not waiting because I don't want her to. The bow tie was the talk of this look. People were like, why?
In a good way or in a bad way?
Both, actually.
Okay. So some were for it, some were against it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I am for it. Because imagine the pull at that neck, and you can always just see like the ruffles of the clothes just go all the way to the back. If it's with a silver, handle at the neck, it can work. But with the blue, it really makes sense.
Okay.
I like when you see something traditional and you kind of put a twist on it.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. The bag, not even still in the show. And you know, Diana, she's gonna bring out that bag.
Of course.
But the bag not still in the show
Of course.
even made this look better. The gele, I'm telling you, it's not just about tying it on your head. It tells a story of its own. Just look at the way the gele complement the eye makeup and then complement the trail of the dress. Absolutely stunning. To the nails, to the simplicity of the nails. And you see that they really saved the dress by not giving it a sleeve.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Yes, I think Steve would have ruined this for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
10 immediately.
10?
10.
Yeah.
Sammy, was it a 10 for you?
No, I'm giving her a 9.
9?
Yeah.
What's that 1.4?
I don't like the shoes.
Oh.
I don't mind the shoes, honestly.
I don't like the shoes.
I don't even mind the shoes.
Yeah? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, this was definitely an interesting take to the Shobi. I mean, it's not a look that you've seen before.
Right.
The bow, I'm on the fence when it comes to the bow, which is why I asked you when people were talking about it, was it in a good or in a bad way?
Both,
because
actually.
I can see it with the bow, I can also see it without the bow, and I think it works both ways. I don't know what's that on the side. Is that like an extra hip?
I feel like that's like a half bow.
No, on the side of her dress. It looks like, it looks like an extra hip type of thing. I'm not quite sure. Again, maybe it's just the way it's photographed and stuff. What I do like is the inclusion of the darker blue around the corset. I like the interesting take with the peekaboo thing in the middle. Almost feels like, you know, you have a normal corset, but then they made it interesting. So I like that. So it's not just the typical beading that we see nowadays. I like the chiffon bit as well. I feel like this is how you do Ashobi as a young lady without it looking, like Gen Z, without looking aged and whatnot. Show some skin, make it interesting, put your own little twist on it. We can see that even with the gele as well, with the way it's tied, let your hair down a bit, you know, play with like cute little jewelry and stuff. I think it works. I think it absolutely works. She has a way of just carrying clothes. There's a certain grace and poise with her. So to be honest, if I saw this in somebody else, I probably would have had a lot of I just like, don't try this.
Don't ever in your life. Don't do it again.
But I think there's just something about her that she's able to pull it off. So because it's her, and because she did a good job with interpreting this style that we haven't seen before, I'd give it a 9 as well. I'd give it a 9 as well. So yeah. All right. So speaking of stylists, massive shout outs to my stylist, Rennie Roth by Rennie. This is an absolutely gorgeous fit. Thank you very much. Well, we'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we have a few more guests. So stay with us. Alrighty, welcome back. It's still the Wedding Police. My name is Vanessa, and I'm still joined by Sammy and Steven. You guys are doing an absolutely great job, by the way.
Thank you very much.
And today we're talking about all the fashion from Kene and Ugo's wedding, Kego 2025. We've taken a look at some of the guests, and we have a few more, starting out with Uzo. What do we think about her look? So she was a bridesmaid. So I think this was, the green was definitely for the bridesmaids, and I think the blue was maybe for the guests. What do we think about her look? This is a different shade of green
it is.
from the previous one, right? Yeah, exactly. Steven,
so
talk to me.
I see now why the gele was different from the, the remaining part of the dress in the first girl. But you see how she decided to go with the richer green?
Yes.
That works.
Yes.
Mind you, I'm going to use her as the, spokesperson for the everyday Owambe girlies. I'm not trying to do too much girlies. I just want to attend girlies.
Yeah.
This works.
Yeah, it does.
When I want to talk about a simple look that works, for me, this works. On closer look, like you said, green is a very tricky color, especially if it's too light. But on closer look, you actually appreciate the beading of this dress.
Yes, you do.
It's absolutely beautiful. That fan, we need to get rid of that fan. But I love the fact that you can see Agele is lighter and the dress, like the top part of the dress is darker. It works. It's like light, dark, light.
Yeah.
Compared to all light and one dark.
And one dark,
it doesn't work.
True.
So for the simple girls, this is beautiful, honestly speaking. I've been looking for a spokesperson for them.
Yeah.
People are not trying to do too much. She's representing them right now. And the shoe,
she's repping for all of us.
That almost blend into the beading of the dress. I love it. It's so simple. It's so, this is what Owambe, let's go to Owambe. Yeah, this is it. Let's go to wedding. This is it.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay. All right. Sammy?
So I think the fan was shared because everybody's using the same exact form. I think it was shared, so I won't fault them for that because I feel, and I love what the designer did, using a darker shade of green to water down the other shade because it's like
green,
a very bright color.
Yeah.
And I love the double layer drape. Yeah, I love it. It's very heavy, very rich. The sleeves, everything. I think this is like one of the best bridesmaids I've seen so far.
Right.
Yeah.
She didn't do too much. No, like she didn't go overboard. She was like just the perfect Ovambe guest. Yeah.
Yeah.
It works for me.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Like you said, she's the spokesperson for all of us.
She is.
Yeah.
She is.
For the minimalist bridesmaid, this is how you do it. It's a simple style, but it's also done in and it's well tailored as well. That's very important because you talked about the double wrap.
Yeah.
That was done very well. I like the beading in a darker shade of green, so that elevates. It works for her skin tone as well. Yeah. I feel like if we'd gone all light all through, she would have been a bit washed out in this look. Again, with the light, dark, light, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. So it absolutely works. This is stunning. I like this. I really like this. So yeah, kudos to her and her stylist. Let's see, who else do we have? This is Chinemelum. Now I'm wondering, is it that they just worked with different shades of green? Because this is also a different shade of green.
Yeah.
It's not the same as the previous one.
It's darker.
It's darker.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they ran out of fabric for there. And they just told them, guys, just go out there and find any green you find. It will work. But what do we think about this look? Sammy, let me start with you.
I actually love it. I love the silhouette of the dress. It's not like the traditional Owambe with long sleeve. They just did one sleeve. And it has this drape, which is very traditional.
Yeah.
The fanfare now matches this dress more. Yeah. I don't know if you see
it's the exact same shade.
It looks better. And somehow, I don't know how the gele works. Like there's this connection. It's not confusing. It's not working against each other. Like they are very in harmony. And her jewelry very subtle, very minimal. Yeah. I actually love the look. I love what the designer did. I love it. Even the way the drapes flows down. It drops.
Yeah, true.
It's really beautiful. I like it. This is a 10 for me.
This is a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steven, do you agree?
With some area of differences.
So 10 minus 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, tell us why.
I feel like the dress itself is so beautiful. This color, it's better than the one that came first. It's almost like it meets in the middle.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is.
It works with the fan. Thank God. Congratulations to that fan. It's finally found a pair.
Yeah.
But for the neckline for me, I feel like because of how simple the dress is, more like in its shape. It's just like, one sleeve and then it goes down, doesn't have any puff, nothing. I feel like she should go with a more statement piece of a jewelry because I'm kind of looking at this and it's almost like a choker.
Oh, and that I see that.
The bust area upward is not covered.
Yeah.
So which means there has to be something to almost complement it. Like it looks too plain that, this just happened all the way here. And it's like, wow, something should have just almost meet it in the neck area and you would really see the beauty in this.
Okay.
The gele works. Even though it's a different shade, it works. Probably the way it was tied, it genuinely works.
Yeah.
The little bow on her shoe, the way it peeks out of the dress.
Of the dress.
Even better.
That works as well.
I love the little bracelet, very minimalistic. But the only thing I have
is the necklace.
Is the necklace. I just need it to be a little bit bolder and meet, fill up the area of the neck area. So it's more like, I see, elegant and rich, but absolutely beautiful. I'll give it, instead of a 10, I'm removing 1, I'll give it a 9.
Okay. Wow. Like I said, you guys definitely know your onions. I was going to say that I like this look. It's simple, but it still works. Right. I like the draping here. You know how now they do it and it has to be looks like double fabric, but I like this actually looks like a proper draping. I like how it just drops on the side. I like the gele as well. The fan, finally, we have some use for this fan.
Finally.
Thank goodness. But yeah, you're absolutely right with that necklace.
Yeah,
it just needed something a little bolder and sort of drops a bit, and then you would just appreciate it more. Not this simple one that we have like a line here. So just that little touch would have elevated this look. Nonetheless, absolutely stunning. Another way to do minimalist ashrabi without doing too much and still sort of owning the room. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll give this a 9 as well, just for that neck piece. But everything else absolutely works. Love the shoes as well. Yeah. So yeah, kudos to her. Let's see, who else do we have? This is Emma What do we think about this look? This is a guest. I'm not sure this is one of the Astrobi. It's just a different shade of green, right?
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah,
Something
okay.
else.
All right, so what do we think about this look? Stephen, let me start with you now.
I was hoping I could buy a little bit more time. Okay, let's talk about functionality.
Yeah.
The strap that connects the neck with the sleeve has to be there. It's either that in an alternate way, or it just have to be there because of, she's a little bit heavy.
On the top,
So
okay.
that has to be there. If not, we're gonna have a repetition of what happened earlier with the blue lady.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So that's a good save, but could have been more subtle.
Okay.
I don't like the way it is right now. You know what? This almost worked for me, almost like a Cinderella type of feeling. But the way it's like, oh, I'm going, and it's like, wow, I'm like this.
I'm gone.
That doesn't work for me.
Otilo.
That doesn't work for me because it's like, I see the step, and I'm expecting the bottom to be a little bit more free.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the bottom is just like,
Yeah.
it's curved.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. But once again, speaking of functionality, based on our body type, it makes more sense that, that kind of enhance our hips and then, allow our leg to do a little bit more, a little bit more subtle compared to if it was fuller. So this is a very functional dress, if I'm going to say. Everything is tailored to work for her. It's not the most stylish.
Yeah.
That metallic green could have used more of this metallic green, if I'm being honest, because you can almost see it turn into blue and turn into emerald and turn into green. Beautiful. If you've just incorporated more of it, instead of a plain corset, it might have worked. So I give it a 6.
A 6. Okay.
A 6.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Sammy.
Okay, I love the dress. I love what they did with the corset. I don't think the corset needs anything more.
Right.
I feel like the shade is giving it this. And as he said, the dress just stops halfway. The drapes are perfect. Like, if the skirt has gone, like, it's like short, like, if it had gone like down, like maybe a little bit fluid or something, maybe this would have worked, but it just stopped halfway. I don't just like the silhouette. It's a very beautiful dress from neck to hip.
Right.
Everything down is just...
It's not working.
It's not working.
Yeah. So if you had to rate this, what would you rate this?
I'll give this a 7.
7. You gave it what, 7?
6.
A 6?
Right.
Yeah. I have no words for this look, to be fair.
Yeah.
I see what you guys are saying with the corset bits. I like that fabric. I don't know where else they would have incorporated it, is what I'm just thinking. How else would you have used that to make it more interesting or to elevate this look a bit? I don't like what the draping, that line in the middle, what it's doing for her. I don't like it because there's ways to tailor this outfit without noticing that.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it's doing that, but I think that's just how it was sort of like tailored. I understand what you mean by that added necklace, because then it would be like, it's too heavy on the top and then they would be dropping and all over the place. It's a very simple look. I don't know, I just feel like there's things that could have been added to make it more interesting. You're right, with the length, it's a bit abrupt. It would have been better if it just dropped just 2 inches. It would have made a huge difference. Just a little. Would have made a huge difference here. So I'm neither here nor there when it comes to this look, so I'll give it a 5. I'm sitting on the fence. I'm sitting on the fence with this one, so I'll give it a 5. Let's see, who else do we have?
Oh, man.
Oh, I feel like I already know who this is, you know? Okay. This is Ugo Moye, so he styled the groom for this wedding. So it's only fair that we speak about his look. There's this massive baggy pants, you know. I feel like someone can live in those pants.
I love the volume of the pants.
That is a lot. That's you know, you collect all 6 yards.
I'm telling you.
And so one trouser. What do we think about his look, though? Yeah, Stephen, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to be so partial when it comes to this man.
Really?
And the things he do. I just love it. Prior to now, we've seen Yoruba style be more prominent compared to like the traditional Igbo attire. Ugo, for me, like, did that. Like, he made me look at the, the traditional Igbo attire and be like, oh, I actually see this. So the silhouette is how you do simple, but make it a statement. I love it. The pants, very baggy. Some people can be like, maybe it's a generational thing. For me, as a Gen Z, I'm like, I love that.
I love it.
Other generation can be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But for me, as a Gen Z, I love it. And you see what we're talking about? Wristwatch here, bead here. Intention now. And the layering of the necklace too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with white, I'm gonna go with red, and then keep it metallic to match my wristwatch.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're gonna say, oh, is this the most stylish man at the event? Very arguable, but it works.
Yeah.
And because of it works, that is why I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So rate this.
Damn. Nobody. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe if they have shown another guy, they would have taken it. I don't know, but for me, it's for him. It's a 10 for me.
It's a 10?
For me, I'm not gonna lie, it's a 10 for me.
Okay.
So far.
Sammy?
Okay, he's a designer. Weren't expecting anything less. I love the volume of the pants. I love baggy pants. I hate tight pants. I love it.
Yeah.
But due to his status and who he is, it works.
Yeah.
But if it was in someone else was like wearing this look, it would have been like a massive flop.
Right.
I think
yeah,
so too.
I see.
It would not work.
Because
I
of
think so
who
too.
he is as a person, his brand and everything, it just fits that category. The layering of the bead, just perfect. I'll give this a 9.
Give it a 9?
Yeah.
What's the one point that you took off?
I don't know. It's the I can't really like put my finger on it. Yeah, I can't really put my finger on it. Yeah, I just feel like a 9 is like perfect.
Perfect for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually hoping for another male to contend. That's why I was specific that if I had seen another guy, they probably would have taken it. But because so far I'm just like, oh.
You're not impressed by the other guys.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I give it to him.
Okay. I mean, this is Ugo Moye. I love when I see fashion designers embody their own brand. I think he wears his brand proudly and gracefully, and he does a very good job at it. I love those pants. Like I said, a whole family can live in those pants. A whole family can live in those pants. That's how you do it. Ugo Moye definitely redefined the traditional attire when it comes to men's fashion. And it's just the little detailing here that once you see his outfit, you know right off the bat that that's probably Ugo Moye. So once I saw this, without the full picture, I was like, I'm sure that's him. Because we know he styled the groom, so I just figured that's him. Now again, you're showing up as a guest and someone who styled the groom, so I don't expect you to do too much. He was here more as a stylist than a guest. So that's why he's not in the full regalia with the so I'll give him that. But just wearing something simple, something that is functional when you're going to be helping the groom get ready and adjust and stuff, I think this is how you show up in that regard. So based on that, I will give this a 9 as well. I wish there was more beading. I like the one single coral bead, but I wish there was a lot of it sort of like layered and stuff.
Because the shirt is just matte white.
Yes, so I feel like I wish there was more because that would also elevate the top half and then match the pants well. But again, that without that, there's still a great look on him. So I'll give this a 9. Ugo Moye. Kudos to him. He did a great job with the groom's outfits as well. Yeah, he did a great job with it. Okay, all right, guys, that's all the looks that we have. Do stay with us. When we come back, we're going to talk favorites and least favorites. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to The Wedding Police. I'm your host, Vanessa, still joined by Sammy and Stephen. And this is my favorite part. So this is where we let you know our favorites and our least favorites. So Sammy, I'm going to start with you. Let's go with least favorites first.
Tolu's look.
Tolu?
Yeah.
I think I saw that coming. I saw that coming for sure. Yeah. Okay. Stephen, who's your least favorite look?
Tolu. She's my least favorite. Too much clash. It doesn't work. Let's just put it that way. It doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. My least favorite, sadly, unanimous decision. My least favorite was Tolu as well. I think it was just very unfinished. It looked rushed. There was just so much that could have been done to save this look, and absolutely nothing was working here. So yeah, sorry, darling. All right, so let's talk favorites. Sammy, back to you. Who's your favorite look?
I feel Chinemere did it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I really, really love the silhouette of the dress. It's like something very unique.
Yeah.
She stood out in the event. I love it.
Okay. Favorite, interesting choice.
Interesting.
Stephen, favorite look?
So I'm just gonna explain the top process a little bit. I wanted to go with Diana.
Okay.
But then again, it would not be fair to the beautiful goddess that graced my face. And I have to go with Tana.
Tana.
Yes.
Oh, right.
I absolutely love that look.
Right, right.
I love it.
It's my second favorite,
The color.
Second favorite for you too? Yeah.
The bust area, it's so beautiful. It's beautiful. This is my favorite look.
Yeah. Okay, great choices, guys. My favorite look would have to be Francis Theodore. Yeah, I'll give it to Francis for this one because, like I said, I haven't seen the poof with the shawl thing.
Right.
You know, people usually have this and they have the ikbele or whatever. So this is an interesting way to do it for a young girly. I think it was a simple outfit, but it was very well done, very well tailored. Yeah. And she's just an absolutely stunning girl. So yes, I'll give it to Francis Theodore for this one. And yeah, that said, guys, we've come to the end of the show. We have come to the end of the show. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah,
amazing.
did.
Yeah?
I enjoyed it.
Would you come back?
Yeah,
definitely.
This is like my job
I mean, he
now.
came from Port Harcourt, so you must come back.
Kudos to him.
You must come back for sure.
Actually.
Yeah, I think we had a good show today. Thank you guys so much for being with us. I did say this earlier. I'm saying it again. You guys understand the fashion business.
Yeah.
I give it to you. I give it to you. I could not have done this without you. So please do come back again.
No problem.
Definitely.
Okay, awesome. And to you guys watching at home, thank you so much for staying with us. It's been another amazing show today. I remain your host, Vanessa. Massive shout outs to my stylist, Rennie Roth by Rennie. Thank you so much. Do stay with us. Join us same time next time. Bye-bye.